Good afternoon, everyone. Odd time for our meeting today, but I appreciate everyone accommodating us. We had the Sheriff's Memorial dedication this morning, so that's why folks didn't know we were here. So at 1 today. So anyways, we're here for public forum. The Gary Sansing Public Forum is intended for matters not included on the agenda for the upcoming Board of County Commissioners meeting. Citizens wishing to address items on the agenda should sign up to speak to such items at the regular Board of County Commissioner meeting following this. Speakers shall refrain from abuse or profane remarks, disruptive outbursts, protest, or other conduct which interferes with the orderly conduct of the Gary Sansing Public Forum. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes unless otherwise determined by the chairperson to allow sufficient time for all speakers. Our first speaker is Carolyn Growy. Is Carolyn out there? Hi, Carolyn. Good to see you. And we have Kathy Rushing on deck. I see Kathy too.
Hi, Commissioners. I just want to make you aware that I did send you an email right before this meeting, and so I know that you'll get a chance to hopefully see that after the meeting. I did also print out a copy that will be up at your offices later on, so you'll have a copy there. What I just want you to know is that after our last meeting, I did have an opportunity to meet with Transportation and with Mr. Hall, so that did take place. There's still additional meetings that need to take place. What I want to encourage is that we have more open forums, that we have opportunity for community to participate in collective discussions that can take place before we make decisions, so that we have more community action that is with people having input on what we decide to do and how we move forward. That we should not be rushing into making change and decisions that affect multiple people's lives and affect us economically across the board without having community input. And that's still some of what's being pushed forward by some parts of our administration in the transportation area. And so I want to make sure that we continue to look for community input first and not after. Thank you. And again, I appreciate everybody's involvement and everything that you do, because without each of you putting your time in, then none of us have anything as citizens to be moving forward. So we appreciate everything that you all do as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate your comments. Kathy Rushing, you're up.
That's kind of hard to believe because I was the last one to sign in. What I came to about is to talk to you about that now we're getting close to hurricane season and rain. Now, we've been lucky we don't have much rain, but like the ditch across the street from me, road department can come over here, but road department's also overwhelmed. But where the water drains over under the road over to where it flows out, that ditch needs to be cleaned out of debris. During Sally, there was so much water coming off of Holmes Street here, and it was floating, and the debris floated into the opening and blocked water to go out. I literally had to go out in the middle of Sally and unblock it because I had this much water in my yard backed up. So I just wanted to point out to all of y'all, because it might be a good idea to start thinking about, instead of everything being on top of one another, that we start thinking about that area to make sure that it's clear so everything can drain.
Ms. Rushing, this is your property on Winthrop, right?
I'm sorry?
This is the property on Winthrop, correct?
Right.
Okay, Jamie, can you meet up with her so we can get out there? Because she's come here twice to talk about this.
And the reason I'm talking to you about it more than twice is because I can't be the only one that has the drain that goes across the street with the possibility of debris blocking it. I've been there 20 years, and if I hadn't had the debris blocking it during Sally, I would never have thought about it. But I did have it happen, so it's going to happen again. And I'm just trying to make y'all aware now it's time for us to start looking at that, so somebody is not out there clearing it out so their house doesn't flood.
Yes, ma'am, and if you go to the back, Mr. Higdon will help you, and we'll get you squared away very soon. Thank you very much. That concludes our public speakers, but I think we're going to have a forum today with my neighbors, huh? Tim Day and Commissioner Berry. Good to see you, Stacy and Mimi. I know you're here on good terms, so this is exciting for us. Robert, are you going to do a presentation here, or how are we doing this?
I would just like to introduce the program is the Artificial Reef Education Program that was a result of a discussion in front of this board last year when Commissioner Berry was chairman. We were bringing forward a Triumph proposal, and there was a suggestion to bring an educational component to our artificial reef project. We were looking for funding for the SS United States. Although the SS United States didn't work out for us, this educational program, the excitement that comment generated in Marine Resources and Natural Resources Management Department, it spread to the school program, to CCA, and I just want to thank the commissioners publicly for their great guidance and vision, and a project and a program that is going to be a phenomenal addition to our education of our next generation. So I'll let Frank Gaddis with CCA Florida come up and introduce the program that he is responsible for and how this program is being funded by CCA.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, again, my name is Frank Gaddis with the Coastal Conservation Association. We're a 501c3 nonprofit that was founded in 1977 in Texas, and since then we've had 17 state chapters join on. CCA Florida started in 1985, and the very first chapter in Florida was in Pensacola. And we're really proud of that. We've grown to 40 chapters since then. But the importance of this is our mission is to advise and educate the public on the conservation of marine resources. So this just fits perfectly with our mission and everything that we're about. And Mimi, with our chapter president, has been really instrumental in getting this off the ground, and we're happy to be able to support it. We have a statewide $1 million habitat pledge that we're incentivizing our 40 chapters to find projects locally, and that we'll fund up to $50,000 for each one of those projects. And so this is how this came about, and we're just happy to be able to help out in a small way.
Well, thank you so much. It's just awesome what you're all doing for the community, and I know these, like I said, these are my neighbors. These are great people. Commissioner Berry, or is everyone else speaking, or you want to do a hand over the check, or how are we doing this? Stacy, Mimi, I know you're not shy on words. You get me all the time.
I'll just take a moment to thank everybody and the power of Robert Turpin to help us bring all of this together. He's so great at pulling together all the resources from the Big Game Fishing Club, CCA Florida. He got everybody on board for this program, and we're just excited. And to continue. This is year one, but we're here for the long run. So.
Yeah. Stacy, want to say anything?
My name is Tracy Brown. I'm on the board with the local CCA chapter that Mimi Bass is president of. Unfortunately, I have a little bad news. This check was only good for 3 minutes.
It's a big check.
Good. Thank you guys for what you do. That's really awesome.
Yes, come on in.
Yes, thank y'all for your work. I did have to be reminded briefly of the good idea that I had at some point in time in the past. It's I guess the fleeting good ideas get kind of combined with all the bad ones, and you forget about the good ones. So it took just a minute to remember the discussion, but I'm glad it worked out. And Robert, you've brought a lot of money to the table over the last 10 or 12 years, and I appreciate that and your staff's work, and certainly appreciate external money coming into our community. It's going to make a difference, and we appreciate you for doing that. So thank y'all.
And just one final word, the funding is going to be used to deploy the first 2 reefs that were designed by the students at Booker T. Washington High School and West Florida High School. So these students learned about artificial reefs, designed an artificial reef from each school, and this funding will help deploy those artificial reefs perhaps as soon as next week.
Wow. Are you going to be the first to dive them, Robert?
I hope so.
Okay.
So thank y'all very
No,
much.
Mimi, you are okay. All right, thank y'all. This concludes public forum. We'll reconvene at 1:30 with a regular meeting. Thank y'all.